esteem. Identity is very important because, as I was speaking on, there are African-Americans in Brazil, 100 million. Haiti, Jamaica. The African that's in Jamaica is closer to the African in Florida than the African in California is closer to the one in Florida. But then the African in Florida and California may feel like they have more in common than the African in Florida and Cuba. Because Cuba also is 70% African people. So we're speaking on an African-American group of people also. So if we're going to speak on some type of organization, some type of unity, we must begin to include all of the Americas. The main objective of any group of people obviously is to have their own sovereign nation. And that's what we're beginning to understand, is that understand is that as African people, being prisoners of war, we are, and as the ones in the States or throughout parts of the Western Hemisphere, we don't control our own nations. We don't have our own sovereign political systems to allow our people to thrive and basically run things how we want to run things. And so that is the thing, is that our people, on the continent of Africa are still fighting and facing some neo-colonial things. But then, of course, our people here in the States are beginning to, realize that we need to make some more headway as it relates to our political dominion. So land, of course, is primary. This land here, as we all know our history, there were a group of people here before we were here, as well as before European or settler colonialism took effect. Those people in Anishinaabe nations. Some are confined on reservations today, but as we know, these people are the rightful owners of this land. So when we speak on land, ideologically, we know that you don't go and take someone else's land. You get back and keep your own land. Again, identity. We must have a high cultural esteem. We must know our history. We must know where we come from. We must understand who we are as a people, because this thought of having pride in yourself will give you prideful actions. One, you won't necessarily feel like you don't. When you have pride in yourself, you don't necessarily feel like you're better than someone else. But then at the same time, you know your level of equality. Now, ideologically speaking, our ideology obviously has been shaped by, as African people, by our condition of beginning to unify. That's why even today we speak on unifying ourselves. We still, ingrained in our spirit is the necessity, to unify Upper and Lower Egypt, or to unify the African continent into one nation, to unify the African continent with the Africans in Brazil, and the Africans in France, and the Africans in Britain, and the Africans in Canada, and the Africans throughout all of the Americas. We have an ingrained necessity to do this. Not to mention it's necessary for our survival. We begin to see other people are unifying around the world, and they are taking their place in the world, and Africans, of course, must do the same thing for our survival. It's very pertinent. As far as systems go, because we say